newsroom, bringing you the very latest as far as traffic. We like to get together every Friday, get you up to date on what's going on traffic-wise around the area. Things to think about this weekend, also looking ahead to next week. We have a number of projects going on. Of course, crews out trying to get some of these knocked out before winter sets in. So we do want to get you up to date on some spots. But first and foremost, though, as we always like to do, we do want to give you a quick glance here at what's going on, at least right now, around the area. So we'll bring in the T-Dot SmartWay cameras here for a second, and there you go. You can see the latest with the map. It's going to be a busy day. It is Friday. Vols out of town, but there will be a lot of traffic heading northbound on I-75. You can bet that later on today, and of course early tomorrow as people heading up for the game against the Wildcats. But right now, around the area, really the only alert we're seeing is right downtown. We'll zoom in here for just a second. We'll click on that for you. Just some heavy traffic for you right now along I-40 near the 275 James White Parkway area. So again, just got to be careful through there. But we are seeing some typical slowdowns on the Friday afternoon, and we'll talk more about this coming up here a bit later on in the broadcast, but I did want to kind of give you a quick look there at what is going on. All right, so some things coming up for you need to know about. First and foremost, the several pedestrian zones are going to be impacting traffic around the downtown Knoxville area. We've been watching this throughout the summer and into the fall. Market Street between Union and Clinch Avenues, and Union Avenue between Walnut and Gay Streets closing down at 4 o'clock today. They'll stay closed until 6 o'clock again to make it so you can walk freely in Crouch Park, also there in Market Square. As we mentioned, this has been going on for a while now, so again, just kind of be prepared for that as we will continue to monitor that for you. And then also just across the way here, we'll kind of shift over to this side of the river, but Ashley Street between Sevier Avenue and Mimosa will be closing at 3:30, and Sevier Avenue between Davenport and Dixie will close at 4:30. This is for Spooky Streets on Old Sevier. The roads will be back open at 8:30, but again, you will see that closure south of the river, so just be prepared for that. That will cause you some confusion if you're driving along Sevier Avenue. Again, be prepared for that, but that is Ashley Street between Sevier Avenue and Mimosa will be closing down at 3:30, and then Sevier Avenue between Davenport and Dixie will be closing at 4:30, and it'll be like that for a few hours until about 8:30 tonight, again, for Spooky Streets in Old Sevier. So do watch for that this evening. But again, those are some things to be looking out for tonight and through the weekend, just some things going on around the area. Also, let's bring in right now down in Maryville, several streets in downtown Maryville will be closing at 4:30. This is for the annual Spooktacular Extravaganza. We're talking East Broadway from Cates to Patton, College Street from East Harper to East Broadway, North Court Street from East Harper Avenue to East Broadway, and Cusick from East Harper to East Church. Now, all these roads expect to reopen at about 8:30, but again, you're looking at about a 4-hour time span here where you're going to see some closures. So again, if you're traveling downtown Maryville, watch for that as well, especially some of those side streets as for the Spooktacular Extravaganza. So again, will cause some a little bit of confusion for motorists, but if you know ahead of time, you should be okay. Also, they were hoping to have this wrapped up, but they're still doing that bridge work. I'm going to say they, T-Dot. This is I-40 Loudoun County. This is the inside lane of I-40 east and westbound. Going to be closed right there at mile marker 363 in Loudoun County. They're resurfacing right now. They've been taking part in a bridge project over Paw Plains Road. They're now to the point now they need to do the resurfacing. So that's the good news. As we saw in the 275 project, when they finally got to the resurfacing, that's how you kind of knew this was all just about wrapped up. But again, that's going to be happening. Let's see, the closure will be in place until 5 p.m. on Saturday, or I should say it will run until 5 p.m. on Saturday. So again, just be careful if you're going to be traveling there along I-40 in Loudoun County. Crews going to be out there resurfacing in that area where they have been working for several weeks now on the overpass there at Paw Plains Road, but now they got to close some lanes for some resurfacing work. So they will be out there doing that, and hopefully the weather should be okay, at least through Saturday. It should be, for the most part, okay for them. Also, another project we're watching for you. This one is out of Roane County. You've got some bridge work going on there. This is going to be State Route 29, so it's also, you might know it as US 27. This is over State Route 61. It's going to be closed beginning Monday. A detour will be in place. Crews are working on a new replacement bridge for this area. Watch out, you're going to be directed to use State Route 61, and then you'll go back to State Route 29. By the way, that new bridge will not be done until November of next year. So you're going to have to deal with this for about a year, but that's all going to start on Monday, is that the bridge on State Route 29 over State Route 61 will be closing. And again, we've kind of marked it for you here. And basically, they're going to make you hop off and then hop right back on to get around where this overpass is, to kind of get around all that. So it's not going to really take you too far out of your way or anything like that, but maybe not as smooth of a drive. But keep that in mind. That will be starting up on Monday, and it will be like that until next November. So not this November, but we're talking November of 2026. And we've got more details for you on our website. You can read it all right here at WATE.com. Just look for the Story Bridge construction, the closed part of US 27 in Roane County for a year. We've got all the details for you there that you can kind of walk through and make sure you understand exactly where you'll be able to go and where you won't be able to go. All right, another spot we're watching for you. This is out of Sevier County, and we've got a release here from the Sevierville. Here's what's happening. A traffic advisory issued now. There's going to be 2 bridges in the Sevierville area, and they're going to need some work. And this is going to start up on Monday. So be prepared. Crews going to be out milling and repaving the bridge surfaces on Collier Drive and on Winfield Dunn Parkway, which is also Highway 66. We've got both of them marked for you here. So the first one's actually going to be the bridge near the intersection with the Parkway. This is the Collier Drive Bridge. And we've got it for you here, so you can kind of see in relation to downtown Sevierville where we're talking. We'll zoom in a little bit tighter for you. There's Collier Drive, but watch for that. That'll be from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. westbound lanes, 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. eastbound lanes on the 29th. So you're looking at the 28th and the 29th. They'll go westbound on the 28th, eastbound on the 29th. And then we'll mosey our way back up here to the Highway 66 project, and it's just outside of downtown. Pretty heavily traveled section of roadway for you here, but this will be October 30th. The southbound lanes will be closed, and then on the 31st, the northbound lanes, again, same situation. You're talking about midnight until about 8 o'clock in the morning. So at least they're trying to get this work done before the bulk of the morning rush. But again, you never know. Sometimes depending on weather or, something, gets slowed up a little bit. You could see some delays, but hopefully they'll stay on. They got 8 hours to try to get to each direction done when they do this. But so again, Collier Drive will be the 28th and 29th, and then the 30th and 31st, it will shift over to the bridge there on 66. So these 2 spots right here in Sevier County. But again, this will cause obviously some some drive issues for you when you are heading out. All right, we're going to take a look coming up here in a little bit and what's going on. TDOT always likes to send out a pretty long list of projects. We've got some new ones that are popping up, some old ones, but have a new twist to them. We're going to be taking a look at that coming up here in just a little bit. We're also going to be taking a look here at gas prices in case you're going to be heading out doing some traveling. Maybe you're heading up to Kentucky for the football game. We're going to run down some of those prices so you know exactly how much you're going to be paying to fill up the gas tank, whether or not here in Knoxville, Lexington, or where have you. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a moment, so stay with us. Welcome back, everyone, to the WAT 6 News Side Newsroom. I'm Bo Williams. We ran through some projects coming up. We're going to take a look at a few more just ahead here in a little bit, but I do want to take a moment and talk about gas prices. like maybe heading out. Maybe you're going to try to go check out some of the fall colors. The leaves are finally starting to change. Maybe you're heading up to the football game up in Lexington this weekend as the Vols take on Kentucky. So we do want to bring in AAA right now for a second. I want to show you this, then we're going to break down the gas prices for you. But obviously, we say it every week, the darker the blue, the better the gas prices. The darker the red, the higher it's going to be. And you can see pretty much the entire Southeast, with the exception of Florida, is some shade of blue. So price is pretty good. If you're going to be traveling around the Southeast. I did want to note this for a second. You can see here Tennessee is at 263, head up to Kentucky 269. So a little more expensive up in Kentucky, but nothing horrible right now. So if you are going to be heading up that way, you should be okay as far as gas costs. But we'll come back to this in a second. Let's take a look, though, at some of our averages around the state. And as we mentioned right now, you can take a look here at the state average. Yeah, I got to put my glasses on. Getting old. 306 right now, the state average in Tennessee. Again, these gas prices coming to us from AAA. Jackson, 269. That's the cheapest right now around the area, around the state. Knoxville holding at about 263 right now, as we mentioned. Morristown is at 260. And right now, the cheapest, Clarksville. That area right up there north of Nashville, right along the Tennessee-Kentucky line. That is where we have found some of the cheapest gas, really for the last several weeks. So some good news if you're going to be traveling up in that area, but that is where you're going to find some of the cheaper prices. It doesn't mean you can't find something like that around our area. Again, these are just averages. So you're going to find some above, some below, that is for sure. So let's see if we can, let's bring back our, there we go. Let's bring back the AAA map for you. We were kind of showing you real quick if you're going to be traveling Virginia, 287, North Carolina is at 280, South Carolina, 275, Georgia, 279. Alabama, 267, Mississippi, 260, Arkansas, 266, Missouri, 270, and again, as we mentioned, Kentucky, right around 269, so looking pretty good there as far as the gas prices. So let's click on the state of Tennessee. We'll pull it up for you here right now. Again, the national average is at 306, but Tennessee's average is at 263, as we mentioned. And now we're taking a look at the counties for you. And again, same situation applies here. Darker the blue, the better the gas prices for you, the cheaper the prices. Darker the red, the more expensive. Knox County for the second week here, kind of in that light red at 266. So we're definitely not the cheapest in the state. We're not the most expensive, but we're, again, a little on the higher end. But 266 is what you're going to pay. Blount County at 256, so you're looking at about a 10-cent difference. And again, these are just averages, but about a 10-cent difference there as far as the average price of gasoline. Loudoun County 267, Seviers at 265, Jefferson 262, Union County at 259. Granger, usually one of the higher counties in East Tennessee, 269 right now. Anderson is at 257, so things looking pretty good there. Morgan, though, 277 right now for the average price. If you're heading down, say, toward Hamilton, Chattanooga, 253. So looking pretty good there. And we'll scroll down here for a second to kind of break things down for you. So again, the Tennessee average, 263. A day ago, the state average was at 264. A week ago, we were at 271. So we're sliding in the right direction. A month ago, we were at 275. A year ago, 281. So again, everything at least is heading in that downward trend. And again, this is just regular unleaded. You've got mid-grade premium and diesel also set up for you here. We'll scroll down. Let's get a little bit more specific for you right now. Let's see how Knoxville has shaped up over the last week, month or so. Again, we're at 263 average price in Knoxville. 264 yesterday, 269 a week ago, 277 a month ago, and a year ago we were at 274. So we're better than we were a month ago, better than we were a day ago, and definitely better than we were, say, a year ago in the Knoxville area. But again, that's 263 for regular unleaded, mid-grade 303, premium 348, and diesel right now at 328. Let's check one more for you if you are going to be heading over, say, let's say Nashville. A lot of people like to take their weekends, head over toward the Music City. 265 is the current average right now. That is down 2 cents from yesterday. 276 a week ago. 279 a month ago. 288 a year ago in Nashville. But across the board, 265, 313 mid-grade, premium 353, and diesel is at 340. So again, if you are heading over toward the Nashville area this weekend, price is a little more expensive than what you're going to see here in Knoxville, but again, not horrible, especially compared to where it has been, that is for sure. Also, just want to remind everybody, you can always go to our website, WATE.com. We've got the gas tracker. I love the title. It says, find cheap gas near you. So here's where you can find the affordable prices, and as we mentioned, south of Knoxville, especially once you get into Blount County, you're looking at almost like a 10-cent difference right now on average. But as you truck down, let's see here, as you're going down, let's see Chapman Highway. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Well, as you head down there, 253 down Chapman Highway. If you head all the way down to, let's see, here's 249 is another that we're seeing for you. That is on Mountain Grove Drive. So south of Knoxville, we're definitely seeing some lower prices. Head out west, you're looking at the 260s, 270s. I think I paid 277, had to fill up today. 279 north of town, but I am seeing some 249s, 250s scattered in there. So check out this website. Again, it's on our website. We'll have a link for you there. And if you do have to fill up, maybe you can find an area, a gas station, not too far from your home. Don't want you driving all the way across town because then you're just burning gas. But maybe make it a little bit more convenient for you to find a place to go, save you some time. But look for that, WAT6 Gas Tracker, find cheap gas near you. All right, we've got more coming up for you here in a little bit. We're going to be taking a look at more projects coming up next week. TDOT sitting out there, a pretty lengthy list. And as we mentioned earlier, some of these projects, they've been around for a while, but now we're seeing a new twist added to them. And we'll talk more about that coming up here in just a moment. So stay with us. All right, welcome back to the WAT6 News Side Newsroom. Bo Williams with you here. This is the moment where we try to go back now through the TDOT list of projects. Some of these are going to be brand new, others older projects, but now they're moving them forward, so a little bit of a twist to them. So we'll take a look at that, and we're also going to take a look at current traffic right now in case you're heading out on this Friday afternoon. So we do want to get you up to date on how things are shaping up. But first and foremost, we're going to bring in the TDOT SmartWATE cameras and the maps for you here and kind of take a look at a couple of spots that we do want to point out for you here. Let me see if I can move this here. There you go, a little bit better framed up for you. But we're going to start things off in Blount County. Now, this is one of those projects we've been talking about. It's a section of Pellissippi Parkway near Cusick Road. We've had rolling roadblocks through here. We've had lane closures through here. They're doing some bridge repair work in this area. This has been going on for a while. But we've been saying there's some will have different twists to it. Here's the new addition to this project. So this will actually start tonight at 8 o'clock, and it's going to run through about 12 p.m. on Saturday. All right, so your early part of your Saturday, keep this in mind. But again, the southbound ramp of Pellissippi Parkway to Cusick Road will be closed. Traffic will be detoured. What they're doing is they're installing some utility structures across the ramp. So they've got to close the ramp. They've got to run some utility lines, what have you, across the ramp. But we'll tighten in on this a little bit for you here. You can already see a little bit of some slowdowns here, but here's Cusick Road. This is Pellissippi Parkway. Again, this is all once you cross underneath Alcoa Highway, so you're almost to Old Knoxville Highway 33. But this is the area they're going to be closing, that southbound ramp, and that will start at 8 o'clock tonight, and it will be like that until 12 o'clock. So, some good news for you there. As this shouldn't take too horribly long, but if you're going to be out late tonight, super early tomorrow, you're still going to have those crews out there, but just watch for that again tonight. But again, that starts at 8 o'clock this evening. They're going to close down that ramp. And let me take a wider look just to kind of remind you, when I say here's Alcoa Highway, right? Here's McGee-Tyson, here's Alcoa. You pass underneath, and it's really that first exit ramp you come to. That's Cusick Road, okay? So that'll be closing at 8 o'clock tonight. Crews need to run some utility lines across that area. And if that is where you usually exit, just know there'll be detours. My guess is they're going to send you all the way down to Knoxville Highway, and then you can buckle your way back through one of those side streets. But they'll have all that marked and laid out for you, but don't let it throw you off. Coming up later on tonight, starting at 8 o'clock. All right, next up, we're going to go to Jefferson County. We've got some work going on along I-81. This will start again on Monday. Watch out for possible lane closures. This is going to be 9 in the morning until about 3 in the afternoon. They got to do some new signage in that area, and that's why you could see some lane closures. They got to give the crews room to work. They may be doing some overhead, could be along the side of the roadway, but it's between mile markers 1 and 4. So right after you get past the 81-40 split, you're still in Jefferson County there. And again, so watch out for that. And I should point out this is north and southbound I-81, but this will take place on Monday. Also, let's see, on Wednesday, you're going to have, just I want to mention real quick, you're going to have some work between mile markers 5 and 0 as well. That will be overnight, but that will be Wednesday. But really, it's the Monday work that will be happening right there in the middle of the day. So again, from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon that you're really going to have to watch out for, and just be aware, could see some delays next week. Stay in Jefferson County for a moment, and this is a project that we actually talked about last week, and it's still going to be around for a while. This is State Route 133, closed in both directions near Leadvale Road. Crews working on a bridge replacement project. As a matter of fact, not too long ago, we were out shooting some video of that area for you. So it's not a huge bridge, as you can see here. Crews getting through, traffic getting through there. But again, it's a little bridge, but they've got to replace it. And that is why it's right now closed in both directions. So there will be detours. There's the signs for you to let you know where you need to go. But you will be utilizing 81 and 40 to kind of help you get around all of this. But that project's going to be going on for a while. So again, kind of keep that in mind, at least until sometime in December. So you at least got another month and a half, 2 months to go before that one is all wrapped up. But that is just south of the White Pine area. And really not too far from there, staying in Jefferson County, just to the north of that, at the intersection of 113 and 341 on Monday, and this is going to run through Thursday, and it's going to be right in the middle of the day, 9 a.m. till 3 o'clock. You've got resurfacing going on at this interchange, okay? So that's Old Airport Road and Main Street. Again, it's on the south side of White Pine, but watch out for some resurfacing going on. Again, it starts Monday, runs through Thursday, the 30th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That will definitely throw you off a little bit and delay you as far as your travel. So it doesn't look like they're closing the road. It's just you're going to have lane closures as crews are doing some of that resurfacing work. And then we're going to bring it back to Knox County for a moment, and we've got the Henley Bridge. So crews are going to be out there beginning Monday. This will go through Thursday as well. This is you're going to see some lane closures, but again, between 9 a.m. and 3:30 in the afternoon. They are doing some bridge inspections, okay? So on the Henley Bridge next week, bridge inspections will be underway Monday through Thursday. You kind of look over to the right here, you see the Gay Street Bridge. Obviously after the inspections there, they had to shut it down. Henley's not going to, remember, they just did a huge makeover on the Henley Bridge not that long ago. But there will be crews out there. You're going to have lane closures, so do watch for that next week. Obviously a huge artery, especially with Gay Street shut down. You can't use it. You will see some delays. That's right, they're trying to get the work wrapped up before the afternoon drive, but if you leave work early, you're still going to see some delays through there, especially if they're still moving the barrels or what have you out of the roadway. So that will start on Monday, 9 a.m. to 3:30, bridge inspection activities going on. Henley Bridge, right there downtown, and that will run through Thursday. So please keep that in mind as well for your travels. All right, we want to bring it back to what's happening right now. Got a few minutes left here before we need to let you go. Take a look here. We got another alert that has popped up. The one downtown for heavy traffic. This is more than likely going to be something very similar out in Loudoun County. Heavy traffic right now, I-40 eastbound. This is where 75 and 40 come together. So let's bring in the TDOT SmartWay cameras and take a look, and you can see just to the left of the screen, that's 75 northbound. So coming up toward that 75-40 merge, and it's moving at a snail's pace right now. So backup's starting to really lengthen on 75 northbound. I do want to take a look at I-40 eastbound as you approach that area as well. And you can see right here at the top of the screen, you can start to see where the lanes starting to slow here just a bit. So this traffic, we're going to see these brake lights starting to come on. everybody's going to start checking up here. But this is back toward Buttermilk Road is where we're seeing that. So you're going to have 40 east and 75 north are going to be slow, heading toward that Knox, Loudoun County line. And then once they all come together, obviously it's going to stay slow for a little bit. Here's the camera for you just before Watt Road. And there you go. There's that slow eastbound traffic on 40 heading out of Loudoun County into Knox County, passing underneath Watt Road. Okay, so coming up to the merge, slow going right now. Once everybody comes together, it'll take a while to get everybody back up to speed, but just be patient in that area. Pretty typical for a Friday, but still, you just want to be aware. Also seeing some slow traffic for you near the I-40, I-140 interchange. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Westbound traffic. You might be able to make a better time on a bicycle. Slow traffic for you right now. Eastbound looks great, moving along. See, I told you at some point eastbound traffic will pick back up again and things will be moving along, especially once you get past, say, Level Road. Westbound traffic right now, definitely slow, heading out of town for you right now. We'll shift over here a little bit. Let's take a look at some other areas. Let's see here, 640 over near Western Avenue. Says it's slow, but up here at the top of the screen, it's moving okay. It's not bumper to bumper. It's not stop and go. It is moving along, so we'll take that for that area. However, near downtown, I-40 West, usually slow. It is slow, but it's not stop and go. This is right there near Alcoa Highway. Eastbound still moving along without any problems through downtown. And as far as the east side of town right now, everything there for the most part looking good. Could see some heavier traffic. Yeah, heavier traffic, but it's not horrible. This is eastbound 40 out near the Holston River Bridge. So traffic there right now. No major problems for you. So no accidents to report right now, just some bottlenecks is what we typically see on a Friday. Again, if you're going to be heading up to Lexington, just be careful. You'll have a lot of friends with you making that drive up I-75. And of course, don't forget all the projects we showed you coming up this weekend, the events that'll be shutting down some roads downtown, but also next week, some of those projects that we've kind of gotten you up to speed on there. All right, be safe out on the roads. We'll do it all again next week. Don't forget, as always, you can send us a message if you want to try to get in touch with us. Maybe there's something we can look into. There's also a number for you here for TDOT. You hit a pothole, maybe a guardrail, maybe a sign has been knocked down, 833 TDOT fix, 833-836-8349. All right, have yourself a great weekend. Be safe out there on the roads. And again, we'll do it all next week. All right, take care.